Here's why I think it's so incredibly dangerous to go undiagnosed as an autistic person. Autistic meltdowns, for a lot of people, look like rage. They look like physical rage. Think of the classic presentation in the movies of the young autistic little boy who has a meltdown and they end up restraining him, right? Because he's physically violent with himself, with others, with objects. People don't grow out of that coping mechanism. They just get bigger. They turn into adults. So then when an adult is having an autistic meltdown, it looks like rage. And how do you think their children perceives that? How do you think that looks to the child as their parent punches a hole in the wall? The child has no understanding of my parent just is outside their window of tolerance and their sensory input is just getting a little too high and they just need to do this to regulate their internal world. They would never hurt me. No. That's not what children are thinking. Children are thinking, whoa, my parent just punched a hole in the wall. Am I next? And their body is feeling that. And if you don't want to believe that, you're delusional. So they're sitting, especially an autistic child, take it from an autistic child, what this does to your body. You're feeling it like a bolt of electricity, and all of a sudden, you're in hypervigilance, okay? So if your parent was an undiagnosed autistic, and they were reaching these meltdowns all the time, and they had no coping mechanisms and no way to regulate it, it makes sense that you as the autistic child then thought, well, I'm never going to be like that. I'm never going to rage. That's so terrifying. But you might also have autistic meltdowns. So how do you think it shows up in you? Internalized, beating yourself up, physical symptoms. You are so committed to not hurting other people the way that you were hurt by your dysregulated adults that you will hurt yourself before you hurt anyone else. And then we enter autistic burnout. Autistic burnout, where instead of raging externally at the world and punching holes in walls and scaring the shit out of everybody, we have beat ourselves up completely. Every time we can't meet a demand, every time our sensory overload gets out of control for us, every time we're overwhelmed, we beat ourselves up. And then we're surprised when our bodies give out on us around age 30 or 40 or 50. We're surprised when our bodies are like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. I'm not going to keep it inside so that those assholes get to keep externally dysregulating. No. We're resting. We're finding safety. We're finding peace. We're going to get to peace with this. And anyway, so that's the cycle of generational trauma. And I think a lot of undiagnosed autistic adults end up self-medicating. And so then alcoholism joins the picture. And it's just a whole entire shit show. And I think a lot of it might actually be undiagnosed autistic people, or at least neurodivergent. And even though their intent was never to hurt their children, it was fucking terrifying to the children. So we need to diagnose ourselves so we can accommodate and not keep hurting people.